Alright, we're in. And today we're playing Disfigure. Okay. Last time we went ahead and did twin katanas. Sorry. So let's see. That one was a reasonably fast fire rate. It's melee weapon. So logically, we're going to go ahead and go with a slower weapon with longer range. The lever action rifle, most powerful gun known to man. Technically, the fire rate is actually pretty good, but it's got double slash. What is a lever action rifle? But the katana of the West. No. But yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and go with that one. I'm not actually sure how I feel about this weapon. It's not bad, but it's also not good. If you get my meaning. It does the job. I don't know who goes into a radioactive exclusion zone with a lever action rifle, but hey, you know it'd be nice if I go ahead and I hit something. Speak of the devil. Now, since this isn't the katana, I'm going to have a little bit easier time since I'm not dealing with melee, and I've automatically got Pierce. Pierce makes things automatically better. Game? If I can find my quarry. Alright, what you got for me? Really? Really? Okay, fire rate up. Nothing for it. We're just gonna have to go with that. Now, some of you may be wondering, are we going with blind telekinesis? Well, duh. Blind telekinesis is always a good upgrade to go into. If it will let me. Bullet speed, fire rate. I don't need... Bullet damage. There you go. Plus 20%. I do practically nothing, but I guess practically nothing plus a penny's worth more is better than nothing at all. Alright. Now, can we... Thank you kindly. There's piercing rounds. Projectiles will pierce through one enemy. I'm not worried about that specifically. What I'm looking at is projectiles will pierce through 3 enemies, dealing 50% more damage for each enemy pierced. That's what I'm looking at. Eventually leading up to Full Metal Jacket. But we need to conceal fatigue first and foremost. Alright, coming in, boys. Gonna make this easy on me, or are you gonna make it difficult? Hollow point. Bullet damage, bullet size, bullet speed. Honestly, that's just a really good one. But I need Patient Stalker. I need to get my my lose condition online. I say lose condition because I've already wasted a couple of rolls, so I know this is probably already a bust. I'm gonna be honest, lever action rifle. It's pretty good, but it's not my favorite. Alright. Spotlight. Simply because I'll need radar eventually. If I can get it. It's a big ask. Get away, Roach. Thank you kindly. Not doing so hot for damage. We'll need my stuff to come online anytime now. Good news that it pierces infinite enemies, so it'll get around to it eventually. Multi-shot is absolutely worthless with this build, simply because the bullets are so small. Dang it, I don't have anything else. Radiation it is. Far from ideal, but we take what we can get. Practically useless as is, but it's what I've got right now. Alright, who's next? Oh. There's radar. Okay. Still, not what I need. That's not blind fire. What I need is blind fire. Or something similar. Piercing rounds. Nothing I want right here. Try again. Really? Hollow point it is. Plus 30% damage. And it's bullet size and bullet speed. This is painful. The game is denying me my visitation rights to my child. 3 or more enemies hit with a single bullet will permanently illuminate them with a vision circle. Wait. Hit 3 or more enemies. No. Why would I do that? No, that's stupid. Bullet damage, fire rate. Quick lever. I'm thinking... I mean, my bullet damage is practically nothing. I'm thinking in fire lever. Make myself faster if I can't do anything else. At least that way everything procs more often. Okay. Frozen radar. Not what I want, but it will do for now. I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I was bad-mouthing the lever action, but it's not too far off from the sniper itself. Heavy radiation, slow projectiles, piercing round, shine on you. Partly because I can actually access shine on you. I can actually make use of shine on you and all that it has to offer. Oh, there's blind fire. My baby. My friend. My pal. There we go. Now we have a full auto lever action rifle. And there's blind telekinesis. Bring it in. Alright, ballistic tip, bullet speed, fire rate. Let's do it. Piercing rounds, bullet size, bullet speed, kill spree, heavy radiation. Honestly, give me a moment here. I mean, I definitely need more bullet size. It's not the most productive, but I feel like it may pay off in the long run. Simply because it will gain damage as it goes. And I know there are a few bosses that that definitely dislike having bullet pierce. Reroll. We need something fancy. Maximum caliber, bullet damage, bullet speed, fire rate minus 5%. Let's do it. We basically got a full auto lever rifle right now, and I'm very much appreciative of that fact. Stopping power, bullet damage, size, and speed. Let's go. Again, I truly believe that. That multi-shot would be a waste on this. Electricity? Let's re-roll. Heavy radiation. Heavy radiation it is. I mean, then again, if I got my sniper shot on, it might be worth it. Eh. It requires someone smarter than me to tell you whether that's the case or not. Weapon perk. Execute Vigor. Every 5 seconds, shoot a bullet which will temporarily increase fire rate by 10% for each enemy it hits, lasting 3 seconds. Eh. One in the chamber. Shooting enemies increases the damage of your next shot by 30% for each enemy hit. I'm sorry. Shooting enemies increases the damage of your next shot by 30% for each enemy hit. So it's so I'm going to hit an enemy always. So it's just a flat buff depending on. So it would go anywhere from like 1 to 100. Shooting an enemy will freeze them for 3 seconds, but damaging frozen enemies unfreezes them. Shooting an enemy will freeze them for 3 seconds, but damaging a frozen enemy unfreezes them. I mean, I'm firing so often that that'll just keep them permanently stun locked, won't it? I'm honestly conflicted here. Glacial round. Let's go and check what's next on that. Lightning rounds. Enemies explode. Killed by a bullet will trigger explosive lightning, damaging nearby enemies. Gain a laser sight, which causes enemies in its path to take 100% more damage. Gunslinger. Fire rate decreases by 75 for... No. For a second if you miss a shot. No. Just no. Shooting an enemy will freeze them for 3 seconds, but damaging frozen enemies will unfreeze them. I mean, that's going to keep them... that's going to slow them down no matter what, right? Or I could go ahead and kill them. Let's do glacial rounds. Now that's one thing. I don't know whether glacial rounds would actually make multi-shot viable on this. Like if I am just constantly pouring out damage, would that keep everything stun locked? Maybe. Maybe. Quick radiation. My friend, my buddy, my pal. Alright. Whomstels. Anyone else want to play? No? Yes? Maybe? Okay. Electricity would be nice to have. I'm now looking at multi-shot, now that I'm looking at what it said about damage. Well, being able to freeze an enemy with multi-shot might be nice, especially if I go ahead and take it all the way up to bullet flower. I'll be nuking my damage. I'll basically be doing half damage. And my radiation will be useless. But I will have projectiles firing in every opposite direction. Let's go ahead and get electricity. I know electricity. Electricity just works. Anyone else? Anyone else at all? First boss hasn't even shown up, by the way. I'm gonna need to deal with these projectiles. They're getting a little bit out of hand. They're causing a little bit of trouble here. Rapid fire radiation. Yeah. Let's do that. Oh, speak of the devil. Where is he? Oh, he's gonna take a while, ain't he? Most assuredly he is. Just gonna stay right there as I have to deal with it. Don't fret. I'll get rid of you quick enough. Then I can get back to farming experience. There we go. Perfection. Yeah, I need to deal with these projectiles. They're a little too fast for my liking right now. Chain lightning. Kill spree. I mean, I'm never not killing something. Just making sure that everything stays in a constant state of pain around me is objectively the correct decision. If anything wants to go ahead and reveal itself and make my life a little bit easier, I won't say no. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone at all? Shield barrier, light target. Let's reroll. Flashbangs, lightning bolt. I don't really need lightning bolt. Light target it is. We shall harness both light and darkness. If anything's in my vision, it's gonna regret it. Yeah, you thought you were unrevealed. You thought you were slick. These guys are getting a little hard here. I'm gonna need something to up the ante. Just having a fully automatic lever action isn't enough. I need to push it further. I don't have a shield or anything, so I can't really afford to make any mistakes. Light irritation. Enemies revealed in vision take 50% more damage. Explosive radiation. I'm thinking light irritation. Because if something's near me, I want it to die quickly. That's really the essence of my entire theory. If something is near me, it needs to... Oh, speaking of problems that I've made for myself, went ahead and took my first damage because something went ahead and just spawned right on top of me. Hopefully that's a one-off. Hopefully I won't. That won't become a running theme. That would be very unfortunate. Kill spree's working a treat, but I need to do better. Let's see here. Explosive radiation. So if something's in radiation takes one more shot to activate, but does 30% more damage. Let's do it. That way, if something dies, it stays dead. Anyone else? Gonna make any problems for me? No? No. Seems there was a little bit of experience over here waiting for me. I'm so glad. I thought all this effort had gone for nothing. Anyone else? Anyone make this easier for me and just fall over? Puncture rounds. And projectiles will pierce through 3 enemies, dealing 50% more damage with each pierce. Good, but I don't need that right now. Don't need that right now. Light in the darkness. All enemies take 5% in damage for each enemy in vision. Spray and pray. Fire projectiles faster at the cost of accuracy and damage. Yeah. I mean, and accuracy is for chumps. Like I said before, we're in a target-rich environment. Anyone else? Definitely seems like this is working about the way I had anticipated it to. But I need to do more damage still. I need to ascend. It's not enough to be extremely inconvenient. And they are still closing in on me. I've been hit twice now. This could very easily go south if I'm not careful. Honestly, we're at the halfway mark. Let's go ahead and get the shield barrier. Hopefully this will insulate me from any further stupidity. Because the boss is going to be spawning in about 4 minutes here, give or take. And that's when problems are going to start for me. Because my fire rate is going to plummet as I'm concentrating on him. Definitely need something to work with here. Man, these guys feel a little bit more vicious than I recall. I'm thinking I need something to go ahead and slow them down a bit more. If I go ahead and invest into Gleam a few levels in, and I can get something better. Laser sight, lightning rounds. Enemies killed with bullets will trigger explosive lightning. While in the chamber, shooting an enemy increases the damage for your next shot by 30%. Let's go ahead and do it just a flat bonus to damage. Seriously, let's not muck around with it. All bullets do better. And by proxy, that means our radiation does better. Just 50% more damage. It won't last forever, but it'll last long enough for us to do what we need. No need to get fancy. We've already got a stun gun, and so let's not look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, next enemy should be coming up shortly here. But what I really want, what I could really use is... Oh, there's my shield! And there's the boss boy. Just in time. Just in time. Slow projectiles. Slug radiation. Radiation is instantly recharged on the next shot if 5 or more enemies are killed. Or puncture round. You know what? Puncture round would be great for this boss. Specifically, this boss. No other, very few other will work with it, but for this boss, it'll make this go a lot faster. It'll make it a lot less painful. For me. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Just perish, please. Seriously. Do me a favor. Do me this one favor and perish. Okay, sounds like we're whittling him down. No, 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 no. There we go. Got him. Okay. No, and we got our shield back. Huzzah. Huzzah. Hurrah, hurrah, hooray. That reminds me, I need to play black and white sometime. What's here? Slug radiation. Seems like the winner right now. Don't have any other options. Gotta make do with the bum ham and I've given myself. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the lever action rifle. It can be pushed a lot farther. Every build can be pushed a lot farther. It's just the trick of getting the right combination of perks in the order that you need them to. I honestly should have gone ahead and invested in the shields. I might still do that, depending on how much time I've got left. Got 5 more minutes, I assume, before the next boss shows up and says, "Hey!" Go away. Go away, ugly. Go away. Feels like we're getting a lot of enemies on coming after us. Let's see here. Chain lightning or flashbangs. Let's reroll. Light in the darkness. Let's go with bullet cyclone. Make them regret hitting us. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can get like the good shield. The good shield is is amazing. I believe it's like called Supernova, I think. Because what it does effectively is it just lets you go ahead and work towards. Oh, I desperately need that shield back up. It lets you go ahead and just reveal the entire map, which means that your radiation is working on the entire map for a brief period of time, which means, and you only have to kill 100 enemies instead of 200. Come on. Come on. Be a buddy, be a pal, be a friend. Full metal jacket. Bullet size, bullet speed, pierces through infinite enemies, dealing 100% more damage for each enemy pierced. Let's do it. It's probably a waste. But hey, at least now the piercing is doing everything it can do. Not as effective as like it would be on a regular weapon. Like on pistol, that would be a huge upgrade. Here, it's only an okay upgrade. Hey, my shield's back. I've been waiting for you, my friend. Alright. Go away. No more of that. Don't cause me any trouble. I'm not in the mood today. Alright. And the next boss, still a little while off. Let's see here. Shrapnel would be nice, but not really needed. Looks like we're going with bleed. I could also do flashbangs. Yeah, let's go with flashbangs. This way, if I face something, it has problems. Flashbang brings its own little bit of misery into the pile. And being able to keep things at a distance would be a nice, would be a boon to my work. It'd be a plus. Especially since it's nothing. If I keep everything away from me, I don't have to worry about it as much. If I just focus on making sure everything dies, I don't have to die myself. Which I think is really the important lesson to take here. Hello? Hello? Hold still. Yeah, it's difficult to go ahead and move and shoot at the same time because there's so many enemies just waiting for you. Just a bad time, just a bad scene, you know? You know. Light in the darkness it is. That's just a boost for every enemy we see. Now, I could probably go ahead and take this all the way to like the 5 million mark. I've done that before. But honestly, or was it the 4 million? It was somewhere around there. I've got all the achievements for it, so it's not like it matters. But honestly, it's just not my favorite weapon to work with. I think it has a low overall potential due to how it's set up. It's just a worse sniper rifle. Sniper rifle can be mean. This one, not so much. This one does what it needs to do. But it's a little confused as to what it wants to be. It doesn't dream big enough, that's the problem. Oh, here we go. Here's our buddy boy. Let's go ahead, keep this up. And let it know a lot of pain. Come on, boy. Don't be difficult. Got things to accomplish. Got things I want to do today. I still got things to draw. Still trying to figure out how to do an effective drawing without line weight. And I think that's about it. There we go. One bug down. Yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the main menu. That's one. That's one victory. Now let's see. We have a few options. We've already done shotgun, sniper, knife, twin katanas, great sword, boomerang scythe. Right, we haven't done boomerang scythe. We haven't done burst rifle. So what I'm thinking is that we go ahead and we switch over to... we've done the lever action rifle. Let's go ahead and do minigun. Now, the minigun has very little damage, but it has an insane fire rate. So we're going to be pouring everything in the fire rate, and we're not going to care about bullet damage at all. Bullet damage, out the window. We're not going to bother with that. Bullet damage means nothing to us. What we need to do is just keep proccing damage. We need to up our fire rate, and we just need to make everything suffer for existing. Just as a general rule of thumb. Alright. So, I'm thinking... Again, we're not worried about... Let me check one thing. Pierce through one enemy. It would be nice to have Pierce on this. Having Pierce on this would work a treat. Honestly, having slow... We need to go ahead and get rid of projectiles early on, because if we get rid of projectiles, we can use some of the more exotic features. So let's go ahead and try to destroy projectiles early on. It's a risky game. Spotlight. We're going to need radar. So hopefully it works out in our favor. So apparently we're doing lever action and minigun. Interesting choice. There's radar. So now enemies are just permanently on our bad side. Alright. We're going to need radiation. It procs very often. We do almost nothing in terms of damage, but radiation is going to be our... again, it's going to be our win condition. Everything we see is going to be in trouble. We don't care about damage because we're going to be doing at least 1 point of damage. Quick radiation, projectile bottleneck. There's let's go ahead and proc that. Yeah, because later on we're gonna have to be stationary. All right. Fire rate, bleed, burn. Honestly, we're not going to be dealing any damage ourselves, so we're going to need these. So, burn or bleed. 15 chance when damaging enemy. Oh, okay. Inflict bleed for 5. Yep. Yeah. So we're going to be very dependent on everything on our procs, because we're basically just firing a pellet gun. Maybe some other life will be able to go ahead and make use of it, but as is, meet your maker. Killing an enemy instantly destroys all projectiles they fired. There you go. And just like that, we maxed out the chain. And now, if something enters our line of vision and we kill it, we don't have to worry about it ever again. All right. Ceration, 25% chance to inflict bleed. Heavy radiation. Increases radiation damage increased by 10% for each enemy revealed in vision. That's going to be useful in a second here. There we go. Weapon perk. Okay. Vision in rounds. Bullets temporary have a 25% chance to create a temporary... No. Bullet damage. Don't care. Fire rate. Up we go. Just keep procking. Projectile deflection, explosive radiation, gleam. Honestly, what we need is you. Concealed fatigue. We need to go ahead and get that online. There we go. Yeah, the benefit is that now that we've got that set up, the more enemies that come in, the more easily we can deal with them. Frozen radar. Yeah, I've tried doing damage on this before, but it's honestly just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. No amount of damage is going to keep up with it. Patient Stalker or Shine on You. Oh, we need both of these. Shine on You. Again, it's key. Because now nothing is outside of our vision. Everything that's a threat, it can immediately be dealt with. Our fire rate is just so insane that we can just keep proccing procs. Patient Stalker. Here we go. There we go. There's our buddy. There's our baby. Who's to say if this is going to be a good long-term solution? Alright, blind fire. Let's get going. Again, we don't care if we do damage. All we care is that we get our procs off. As long as our fire rate doesn't go down, we're good for it. By much. As long as our fire rate doesn't go down by much, we don't care. Like, if it's just 5%, whatever. Alright. Shield barrier. We need to go ahead and get shield barrier, because that's going to be essential. There we go. Yeah, we just deal so little damage that anything that ups our damage is almost worthless, and anything that diminishes our damage is almost worthless. Blind telekinesis. Here we go. Now we're online. We are AOL. Alright. Bullet Cyclone. Now what I really need is Nova, if I can get it. Rage. When shield barrier is activated, all weapon stats are doubled for 5 seconds. This is actually working out surprisingly well. Right now I'm just using this as a vision so I can go ahead and see where my enemies are. Ah, perfect. I don't actually care that procced. This is early enough and we're gaining experience fast enough that it's only a good thing. Choose weapon perk. Guard break. Damaging enemies increases the damage they take, but I don't care. Wind up. Shooting takes half a second to wind up. Fire rate plus 50%. Our movement speed goes down, but again, I don't care. This is why we went ahead and got rid of the thing to deal with projectiles. That way, our movement speed doesn't matter. Anything that gets in our way gets shredded. But this isn't the ultimate technique yet. What we need is Nova, if we can get it. Reroll. Supernova. Choose. There we go. Now everything on screen dies. Which means that immediately it procs again. Which means that we can go ahead and proc this again. Which means more die. Which means more experience drops, which means they respawn faster. Alright. Let's see here. Bulk. Quick draw. Fire rate up. Serration. 25% chance to inflict bleed. Let's go with that. Wait. Let's re-roll. Shrapnel. Guided missile. Don't care about any of this. Let me go and check one thing here. No. Yeah, let's go with quick draw, which will just up our fire rate. Again, we just don't care. Okay, and immediately we have our shield back. Let's see if we can go ahead and run into an enemy and proc it again. Because everything is now on our screen. And immediately we can do it again if we want. There we go. Multi-shot. Do we want to do multi-shot just yet? Not really any reason. Outflow. That is essential for us. Damaging an enemy 3 times inflicts outflow, dealing 15 damage. And we deal so much damage so fast, that basically means we never stop. Alright. Now let's see if we can go ahead and inflict plenty of outflow on this boy. Hit you. Not bad. Not as good as I would like, but I'll take it. I'll take it for what it is. Shield's not back online yet, which is a little inconvenient. There we go. Proc the shield again, and we're back up. Perfect. Alright. Now, we can go ahead and choose burn. That'll be another status is to inflict. Which means more deadification. Again, we just don't have the damage, the raw damage to make it work, so everything else is going to have to be our damage. We proc radiation so much that that outflow is actually a sustainable source of damage for us. Alright. But once again, in order to make it work, we're going to need to do something drastic. Alright, what we got here? Scorch. 50% chance to inflict fire damage. Yeah, again, that's just an improvement. Alright, we've got our shield back up. So again, and we can go ahead and just proc that whenever we want. Yeah, we don't have to worry about damage at this rate. Only reason I'm not keen on nuking my damage entirely is because I don't want to go ahead and get rid of my fire rate. You know, in case there's like a priority target or something along those lines. Alright. Blaze. Every 5th shot shoots a flame. Explosive radiation. Enemies killed by radiation explosion. And flashbangs. Ballistic tip. Bullet speed. Fire rate. Let's see here. We're going to need that if we're going to get into spray and pray. Again, another essential one. Yeah, this build is so slow that being able to nuke enemy projectiles is almost a must. What you got for me? Let's see here. No, and surprisingly, the pistol is actually a really good weapon. I think it's actually superior to the Gatling, if you know how to use it. I don't like the Gatling as much because it does have limited potential. Its low damage just doesn't work well for it, one might say. Alright. What do we got? Electricity increases his damage. I mean, may as well. That just means that everything I damage gets more damage. So it just procs more often. Let's go ahead and see if... There we go. Go ahead and wipe out a few of these boys. Yeah, when the heavy hitters start coming in, that's when the problem is going to start. Because I don't have a really viable solution to deal with them. Which again is why I don't like the low damage weapons. Serration, explosive radiation, projectile deflection, 25% chance to inflict bleed damage plus 5. Let me go ahead and check something here. Deep cut. Honestly, bleed might actually be very useful for us. Bleed might unironically be a lifesaver in this instance. Because again, it's independent of my actual damage. And my fire rate is so insane that the more I do, the more I do. Let's go ahead, hit you. Again, and the real killer here is that I got my radiation all over the map. I can it's basically means I can just nuke whatever gets in my way. Yeah, see, these guys are taking a little too long for me to chew through. I need to melt them immediately. It's only an acceptable amount of damage right now. Combustion. Every third enemy killed on fire will explode into 3 flames that inflict fire. Don't really care about that. Singularity. Every 15 seconds. No, don't care about that. Bullet damage. Wait a second. That'll give me piercing rounds, won't it? And I don't care too much about bullet damage, but having bullet damage is better than not. And it'll break me into piercing rounds. Which again, good stuff. Piercing rounds are actually worth it. Because I can hit the guy behind him. Good news is that the shield I got it more or less makes me invincible. As soon as they clear off with one shield, if they can at all, I've got another shield waiting, and I can just instantly regenerate the shield and get it back online. Famous last words, you know. Honestly, I'm just not sure what really makes this particular weapon viable. Because it works in such a way that damage just doesn't stick. Okay, we got wind up, we got it's a rapid spin, incendiary. Blaze activates every third shot. I don't really care about blaze though. Bullet damage and bullet size increased by 100% when standing still. That's great, but the problem is that that's basically a double of nothing. Accelerating barrel. So that would increase our fire rate 100%, but my speed would basically disappear. Honestly, or I could go strong rotor plus 50% damage. That would be constant, but I have to keep moving. Blaze, human sentry, guard break. Okay, we're human sentry, 100% when standing still, or accelerating barrel. Every second while you're shooting, fire rate increases by 10%, but movement speed it decreases by 10%, which means eventually you'll be stationary as well. I'm gonna go with accelerating barrel. That consigns me to my fate. Have to make it work. Enough of that now. Oh, this is me dead. I knew I shouldn't have chosen it, but I did. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. Oh, I do it to myself. Kill spree. It's really my own fault that I'm about to lose. Really got myself into a pickle. Good work, me. I just don't have enough damage to make this work. Yep, that's me dead. I knew I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyway. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. And this one will be dedicated to the lever action rifle this time. But I'll have to think on how to make this build a little bit better. Because standing still could work if you have the damage to like force it. But it's just so dangerous if you can't kill everything that comes your way, and I just can't calculate the damage in a way that it wants to work for me. So I don't know. Maybe I forfeit radiation and go multi-shot instead, like just fire in every direction. And that's also an idea. I might go with that. That could work. Anyway, I'll go ahead and cut this here. See you. Bye.